has a factory, and the one in the middle is the DNA, the one that carries the genetic code of whether or not we will have a robust or a strong or a weak immune system. So it's in our genetic code. It depends on the condition of your mother, even her own genetic code, all the food that she ate when she was still carrying you. We trace your immune system until the time that you were conceived, even until the time before your mother conceived. Yeah, okay. Now, why do our cells get sick? Deficiency or toxicity. Deficiency from nutrients, vitamins, minerals. That's why we have the basic nutrients that we require during this time is vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc. Yeah, those are the basic micronutrients that helps boost our immune system. And then toxicity from these free radicals. These free radicals are free, roaming around and destroying our cells. The stress nowadays, before COVID, it's only 1,000 times. Now, for me, I think it's multiplied to 10,000 times. But many are suffering from depression, anxiety. Some even commit suicide. And our rivers are polluted, then we eat the fish coming from there. Our vegetables are laden with insecticides, pesticides. We have unhealthy diet, instant food, junk food, fast food, microwave food. So beware. It's best now that we eat our own home cooked meals and go for organic sources of your vegetables, of your pork, chicken, and even fish. Better get the fresh ones. Pollution is unacceptable, but because of COVID, the pollution they say now has decreased. And then too much medicines also, every medicine, every pill has side effects. So as much as possible, we lessen intake of chemical medicines. And this is a new kid on the block, the hormone disruptors. These are chemicals. I think we have a lot of this nowadays because we're using a lot of disinfectants in our homes. From the time we entered our home, diba, we have this foot disinfectants, and then we keep spraying alcohol, and then we keep cleaning all the surfaces. We are exposed to this. So look for organic sources of disinfectants because these chemicals are hormone disruptors. They imitate our hormones and disrupt our normal hormonal functions. And aside from that, how can you get these hormone disruptors also? You can get this when you drink water from heated plastic bottles or heated plastic cups, and when you eat from plastic wares. So as much as possible, avoid drinking and eating from plastic containers. Smoking, we all know that. And here, the one in the middle is the Wi-Fi. Now we are exposed to so many Zoom meetings almost every day. We already have what we call the Zoom fatigue, right? And this Wi-Fi, our small gadgets, cell phones, we think it's not, even our children are exposed to these gadgets because they have to do home-based learning, and as much as possible limit their exposure because these are sources of free radicals that can really damage our cells. These free radicals are destroyer of the cells. So I said we are in a war. Even before COVID, there is an ongoing war inside our cells between the good cells and the bad cells. So once the cell membrane is destroyed, it destroys the mitochondria. This is when you will begin to experience fatigue, or what we call the chronic fatigue syndrome. And then it will damage the protein and then the DNA. It's like your body is rusting from the inside to the outside. Once the DNA is damaged, that's the beginning of diseases. The good genes are turned off, when the bad genes are turned on, like cancer and genetic diseases. And this is a global crisis. The third one is telomere shortening, which is the cause of premature aging. So they say that only the 21 to 59 years old can go out. Here in our country, that's still the ongoing guidelines. But we have a lot of cases of people between 21 to 59 years old seemingly healthy, but when they have COVID, some of them died. They were wondering how come he seemed to be healthy. He's not even a smoker, but his immune system was not able to fight COVID. This is the reason why that the telomere shortening, the premature aging, they think they are still healthy because they are still young, 21 to 59 years old, but deep inside, their cells have already aged. That's why we have a lot of cases of people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, they already have maintenance medications. Those are signs of premature aging. These diseases are usually seen in the senior age, wherein it's like when you have a car, when you reach a certain age of that car, it starts to wear and tear. But now we are seeing these diseases of seniors among the young. That is the reason why. That is what we call the premature aging. It's also already been featured in Time magazine. Inflammation is the beginning of diseases. It's connected to almost every known chronic disease. Before it becomes a full-blown disease, there will first be an ongoing silent inflammation inside your body. And I'm just hoping that that inflammation will give you some kind of a warning. And the most common warning is pain. So if you have any body aches and pains, based on studies, your body, if it's chronic, chronic aches and pains, your body is already 20 years older. So do not just take painkillers when your body is in pain. You have to listen to your body. Why is it in pain? You have to find out what is causing that pain, then address that pain. Don't just mask the pain by taking painkillers. And remember, painkillers can also kill your kidneys. All right? In fact, it's the inflammation sparked by the coronavirus, not the virus itself, that kills patients. So there is a cascade of inflammation, an acute one. That's how deadly the COVID virus is. It's supported by the autopsy results of all who died in Italy. There is massive clotting of the blood. Yeah, so I just had a dialogue with an internist. He said that the main reason why people die from COVID is this clotting of the blood inside the blood vessels. That even if you intubate the patient, if the blood circulation is not properly circulating, then the intubation will not really help the patient anymore. That's why it's important that we dissolve this clotted blood. This is part now of the treatment regimen. Moderate to severe cases, we put them on high dose of anticoagulants. Now, once this chronic inflammation becomes a full-blown disease, then it will be hard to reverse it. But now it is possible through cell therapy. Time factor in recovery. For example, what if you already have this full-blown disease? You are already at risk. I've mentioned know yourself, right? If you yourself or your loved ones at any age have any underlying medical condition, you are at risk to have a serious kind of COVID disease. Now, if you will start on cell therapy, how long do you have to take it? Dr. Shelton said the average chronic sufferer cannot expect to evolve into full health in less than 2 years. And many will require more time than this, a few will require less time. So, during this pandemic, I highly recommend to be on cell therapy during this entire pandemic. And if you're a chronic sufferer, you will have to take it for a minimum of 2 years. Yeah. And then if you are basically healthy, you can take it for preventive wellness for around 6 months. So you see, because cellular healing, repair, and regeneration of all our cells takes time. It's not magic because you've been a chronic sufferer. Your blood vessels are already loaded with cholesterol, with uric acid, with sugar, and we have to clean it, right? Because that's the very reason why the elderly are very, very prone to a serious COVID disease, because COVID attacks the blood vessels, it causes clotting, and then you have all this cholesterol, uric acid, fats inside your blood vessels. Compared with children, the children have still very clean blood vessels. That's why they only show mild COVID symptoms. But the children are usually asymptomatic carriers. That's why here in Philippines, we have already cases of pediatricians who died from COVID. The father of cell therapy is Dr. Nihans. He said cells the life bearer. Disease in the body is disease in its cells. Therefore, if we repair the cells, we repair the tissues, the organs, the system, the immune system, and the entire person. Remember, with, with advanced age, your immune system declines. But if you are able to repair, regenerate, reverse your aging, then your immune system will increase. So our solution is Celergen, the first and only marine cell therapy supplement in the world, and it's made in Switzerland. It comes from premium fish DNA from the deep sea ocean of France. So what kind of fish? Salmon. So why salmon? Because salmon is almost similar to human DNA, which can repair all our damaged DNA, but one at a time. It usually starts with the most damaged cells. For example, if you have cancer, then it will attack your cancer cells. It's made in Switzerland with current good manufacturing practice, European standard, and it undergoes the Swiss code process DNA extraction technology to guarantee the highest degree of bioactivity and potency. The cold process preserves the DNA because if you heat the DNA is denatured. And these are the synergistically blended ingredients. This is a very important slide in fighting COVID. It's 90% DNA that repairs all our damaged DNA. And this is responsible for the many medical miracles I've been seeing my patients in the last 5 years since I started recommending cell therapy to my patients. And these two peptides are very important. Peptide E collagen repairs, regenerates the skin, the bones, and the joints. It's good for arthritis, those with osteoporosis, and even those with who wants to look younger naturally on the outside. Now, hydroamine peptide lowers the glycemic index of sugar. It's good for diabetics and those with cancer because the food of cancer cells is sugar. Lutein is good for the eyes. Grape skin, this is very important because grape skin cleanses our blood vessels. Yeah, you can see there it reduces arterial plaques, even brain plaques. It prevents cancer. And remember, this grape skin is a natural blood thinner. That's why it's very, very good. The way I see it, aside from boosting your immune system, it cleanses your blood vessels. It's one way for me to prevent COVID, and I give it to all my patients with mild symptoms. And then coenzyme Q10, this is the one that sparks, that gives you the energy and vitality of the 21-year-old. It also reduces cholesterol naturally. You can say goodbye to your statins that have a lot of side effects. It also regulates blood pressure naturally. Now, I said these two peptides are very important because they are natural antimicrobial, antiviral, anti-tumor, antioxidative, cardioprotective. Remember, this is the main reason why our patients die from heart failure, right? Because of the clotting dilating of the blood vessels in the heart. And it's immunomodulatory. That's why it is able to give you a robust and balanced immune system. And this is evidence-based. It is also a natural analgesic. Say goodbye to your painkillers, anxiolytic. Say goodbye to your chemical antidepressants, anti-anxiety. It's anti-diabetic, suppresses appetites, good for those who are on weight reduction. You know that we have learned also that overweight, obese people, they are also at risk to die from COVID. Remember, overweight, obese. So you have to start losing weight. Don't wait don't wait for the virus to penetrate your body because you are at risk. Yeah. And it's neuroprotective. The brain is also one of the organs that COVID attacks. We have cases of stroke with COVID. These are actual lab results. This is from the Center for Disease Control in China that COVID improves ability of macrophages and then increased natural killer cell activity. These are our defense cells against any virus or bacteria. So to show to you, this is my own NK cells and they are adequate at 17.63. Of course, I am on Celergen. And this is an actual lab result of one of our clients. He has a chronic kidney disease and they are based in Iligan. It is one of the hot spots of COVID now. And 1 year in Celergen, his antibodies were 99%. Then we stopped him 1 month of Celergen. We checked his antibodies. It went down to 0%. This is a very, very clear illustration that COVID really boosts the immune system. He is undergoing dialysis. He is high risk, but he is COVID-free until today. How does it work? First, it intercept and prevent, remove all the free radicals, all the toxins, garbage inside your body, then repair and maintain your healthy cells, and then rebuild and rehabilitate your damaged DNA. Only cell therapy can repair damaged DNA. Even if you take mega doses of vitamins, it will not be able to repair your damaged DNA. Now, how about the absorption? It's just oral. You don't need to have any injections because injectable stem cells are very expensive. You have to travel to Europe and pay millions of pesos. Even here, we have autologous stem cells and you will have to pay a minimum of 500,000. But this we have formulated an oral form of cell therapy and it has a special double enteric coating. Even the soft gels are made from all natural fish skin with a superior anti-reflux technology. It bypasses your stomach, it gets absorbed into your small intestines. The absorption rate is very high. You just need to take around 1 to 2 soft gels a day, depending on your condition. It has unsurpassed worldwide accreditations. It has Swiss attestation. It's halal certified. Muslim brothers and sisters can take it. My favorite, it's certified drug-free, BSCG certified, that it has no chemicals, no hormones, no steroids, that even elite Olympic athletes can safely take it. I have even pregnant patients who took it. Their babies came out very strong because some pregnant patients have also some medical conditions. And I also have children taking it, but at a lesser dose, like twice a week. It's backed by independent clinical studies. Before I recommend any supplement, I make sure it is backed by solid research. And I'm very glad that it is. It is even done by Europe's largest and most sophisticated clinical test research center in France. These are the evidence-based benefits. For the interest of time, if we have doctors in the house, right? If you want to have the full text of these studies, you can message me or the one who invited you. Then we can send email so you can study it. But based on the research, these are the ones that they found out. It's for cell regeneration, enhancement of the energy, stamina, and vitality, relief of joint pains naturally, for mental health. It reduces the glycemic index, for beauty enhancement. Yes, this is a bonus. Whether you like it or not, you will look younger. Yeah, who doesn't want to look younger naturally, even up to 20 years younger. Yeah. And it boosts the immune system. That's the most important thing nowadays. And it also helps in the reproductive system. It delays menopause and enhances sexual performance. So this is the favorite of men and women. Now, so I would like to share real life testimonies of my family and some of my patients on cell therapy. And this is me and my husband. We call ourselves the clueless ones. My husband is an army officer. That's why I started with Sun Tzu's Art of War, that we are all at war. So we were in China last November to January, at the time that the the start of the outbreak in Wuhan, and we were staying at Nanjing, just 6 hours away from there. We didn't know that something is about to happen, but we just kept on going around tourist spots, exposing ourselves. And we also had to go back to the Philippines during the Chinese New Year break because it was so cold in China. And there we were exposed to the 5 million Wuhans at the airport who went on a vacation during that time. And we were also at Green Hills Shopping Center where the first outbreak was recorded here in the Philippines. And also, of course, as a doctor, I see my patients on emergency cases, and my husband is my driver, so we are both exposed to COVID hospitals. We are both taking Salugen for preventive wellness. Thank God, until today, we are COVID-free. And these are the Lumicals from Cagayan de Oro. We have guests from Mindanao. Call them the wise ones. Salugen helped Dr. Therese with her arthritis. She is now less dependent on her painkiller. She's able she used to be wheelchair bound. Now she's able to walk with a cane. And her entire family is taking Salugen in this time of pandemic to boost their immune system. That's why I call them the wise ones. And this family of doctor frontliners based here in Manila, Ground Zero, call them the courageous ones. They are on and off exposed to COVID positive colleagues and patients in the hospitals. And each time they have a COVID negative result, they will share with me happily that they are all always negative, and their entire family is taking Salugen. And they are just representative of all my colleagues and patients who are regularly taking Salugen. All of them are COVID-free, except for, later I will tell their story, their miracle story. Now, health workers with PPE have 3.4 times of contracting COVID-19. This was published in the Lancet Public Health. So even if we wear PPE, we are still at risk. So health workers, frontliners, we are at risk. But we can never say no to our patients. It's part of our duty. So let me share this story of Dr. Karen Senen. She's younger than me. She's a pediatric pulmonologist. She and her husband were very careful. They wore PPEs even when she was doing her rounds. But the sad part is that she has asthma, so she is at risk. And she had COVID severe already. She was intubated. She fought for a few months, and then she did not make it. So it's a very, very sad day for us when she passed away. And we can imagine all the young children, the young babies that she could have helped. But maybe it's her time already. And let me share a different story of frontliners, nurse siblings. One has COVID positive, based in New York. New York is one of the hardest hit states in the US. His symptoms are moderate. He had already difficulty of breathing, unable to sleep, very anxious. And we were so worried about him. And his sister was also very worried. His sister is based in New Zealand. And good thing that my sister, Yani, she is here with us. She is attending. She sent Celergen to him right away. And with just 2 soft gels of Celergen, his symptoms improved a lot. And he fully recovered. He's now COVID negative. So uh, the earlier you can start on Celergen, the better. And here's another sad story of Dr. Jonas Del Rosario from Philippine General Hospital on his COVID pain. He survived, but his parents didn't survive. His parents are both seniors, and his dad got it from community transmission. And this is what he shared on Inquirer when his dad was dying. I whispered to him that I was sorry I could not save him. That was very traumatic to me, so painful, he said. And I know some of you who are here, some of you already lost a loved one. That's why you are attending, and you want to do everything you can to save probably a loved one who is still fighting COVID, and also to prevent another death in the family. My heart goes out to all of you. Now, let me share a different story. What about if seniors are already on Celergen and then they by any reason they contacted the virus? These are our clients from Indonesia, and they are both seniors, high risk. The wife is even diabetic, so double high risk. But they both just had COVID mild symptoms because they've been on Celergen for quite a while. They combined, of course, with a healthy lifestyle. Healthy lifestyle is a must nowadays. Sleep early, exercise 30 minutes a day, eat fruits and vegetables, avoid sweets and cold drinks, have a balanced diet. They are declared COVID-free. They said their immune system is their best defense. I couldn't agree with that. Let's listen to our seniors, very full of wisdom. We can have the face mask, the face shield, the PPE, but we should still have our best and last defense, which is our immune system. And here is the latest miracle story. The S family from Marikina. All of these are with permission. They are 3 COVID survivors. The 2 are miracle stories. I just treated them on home quarantine and on Celergen. The husband has high blood, and the wife has stage 4 cancer in remission. So if anyone with cancer has a very, very low immune system to begin with, it's a miracle that she only had mild symptoms. I didn't even have to admit her. Yeah, her only symptom was just a throat itchiness. Remember, this is a case of stage 4 cancer. So because they've been on Celergen for quite a while. Now, this is the best story of my life, the Celergen miracle story of my mom. Even this is pre-COVID, before Celergen, she has all the highs, high blood, sugar, cholesterol, uric acid. Yeah, her blood vessels are already not clean because of her age. She had severe congestive heart failure. Remember, COVID causes heart failure. Pulmonary embolism. This is also clotting of the blood. Yeah, so this is actually what's happening to our COVID patients who are in the ICU. So my mom used to take 10 tablets a day of medicines. And then when I started her on Celergen, I saw the miracle right before my eyes. In just 3 days, she was able to sleep well. This is her picture after 1 month. This is a miracle because she's able to stand up already, coming from severe heart failure and pulmonary embolism. She fully recovered in just 2 months. She's supposed to recover in 6 months, according to my uncle, who is a cardiologist. And another miracle is after just 2 months in cell therapy, all her lab results became normal. That the doctor took out 7 of her maintenance meds, even until today. At this age, mom was around 76, so she's turning 82 years old this October. And I am maintaining her on cell therapy, especially nowadays. And this is also my dad who had severe pneumonia. He was intubated in the ICU, given 50-50 chance to live. My dad survived in full and fully recovered in just 3 months. If you see him, he is alive and kicking. You wouldn't even know that he underwent this painful ordeal. I put him on Western medicine, of course. This is very important still in emergency cases. On cell therapy and meridian therapy, which is the use of essential oils, medical grade, and also gut therapy. I put him on high dose probiotics to build also his immune system. The best gift we can give to them at this time is their health. This is our latest picture when we visited them last week. Yeah, so my dad is quite pasaway, still goes out to attend hearings in court. So I cannot stop him from going out, but at least he has the mask, the shield, and we bought what you call, this is a portable air purifier. And of course, we give them Celergen to ensure that they are fully protected to the highest level, because I wouldn't want them to have any experience of having a COVID, because we don't really know if their bodies can take it. And I'm seeing it in my patients. I have an alarming increasing cases of senior citizens. Even if they are just inside their houses, they would have COVID because they get it from their family members or kasambahays or house angels who are in and out of their houses. That's why even if we are inside the house, look at how we protect our parents. So I hope you can learn from this. We still wear our mask, face shield, observe social distancing. We don't go near them. We just give them butterfly kisses and virtual hugs. Yeah, so it's very hard to be in that situation, but that is what we have to do. And of course, we give them Celergen to boost their immune system as much as possible to the highest level. So I got this from our doctor's Facebook group, Flatten the Fear. The date, I'm not really looking at the data now. Our goal is really not to eliminate cases because it's still a long haul to go. Yeah, I've read that it will take around next year, last quarter next year, for the herd immunity to develop. The goal is to keep people from having severe complications. No one should die anymore from COVID. We should treat early, and the best for me yet is to prevent getting it with the right supplements and medications. Now with this presentation, you already know, and for me, this is the best medical grade supplement that will boost your immune system and prevent you from having a serious kind of COVID. Yeah. So please do not wait to get sick, okay? And a robust immune system is still our best and last defense. So start on Celergen now. All right. So at this point, that is for the first part of our webinar. I will be calling on my best friend and partner in crime, Bernadette Kiblat. She is the pioneer of cell therapy in Mindanao. She's the trailblazing stay-at-home mompreneur. And she will be discussing about Avita, the Singapore company behind Celergen. You know, I am very thankful to Avita because through this company, through the system, we are able to consume Celergen automatic 20% lifetime discount and even cheaper. So may I call on Queen Lee from Mindanao, take it away.
Hi, thank you so much, Dr. D, the newly minted Diamond President of Avita, my business partner, not just in crime, and of course, my mentor and my BFF. I am forever thankful to you, Dr. D, for introducing to me Celergen when I needed it the most. And of course, this business here in Avita, the opportunity behind Celergen, I am forever thankful to you for that. Okay, hi everyone. Okay, welcome to my side of the sharing. Let me just share my screen. Yes, what we heard from Dr. D, from DP Dr. D, is truly amazing. And we all owe everything to this exemplary visionary of a lady. And she's none other than the founder and CEO of Avita, Miss Lee Shang Yin. She made an extraordinary product into something that ordinary people like us can take. She has made business platform that everybody could take advantage of so that we can achieve our dreams of time freedom, of health freedom, of financial freedom, of legacy. And we are forever grateful to her. And every time I see her, every time she speaks to all of us when we gather in Singapore, her message is very simple and yet very, very profound, at least to me. She always reminds us life is a gift. Do not take it for granted. And yes, indeed, it is a gift. We have seen and lost many of our loved ones, especially the course of these past few months, 6, 7 months. And we should treasure every life. And this is the best way to treasure the lives of our loved ones by giving them the best supplement in the market. And that is none other than Celergen. So Miss Lee, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you very much. And what is even more amazing with Miss Lee is she has a very clear vision, two-pronged vision. First is when she created the Vita, she wanted a better life. She Her vision is to give everybody equal access to a product that will give everyone a better quality of life. But more importantly, aside from these fantastic products of Avita, especially our star product Celergen, she visualizes a better world for everyone, where everyone is given equal opportunity to have that freedom, not just financially, but also in terms of time, in terms of health, in terms of all our dreams. She she made Avita accessible to all of us so that we can reach our dreams together. And I'd like to share with you also, who is this Avita? What kind of company is this? I know most of us here are residing from outside Singapore. So giving you this example that Avita is one of the sponsors of the National Day Parade does not ring any bell to any of us. But I'd like to make this point very, very important. Why? Because, in the Philippines, when you are requested to sponsor a national event sponsored or organized by the government, you need to have you need to pay a lot of money, and that's the only prerequisite. That's the only parameter that you need to follow. You have 100 million or 1 million, you can be the co-presenter, or 500,000, you can be a major sponsor. But in Singapore, they vet every sponsor that they invite. They check the integrity, they check the honesty of the company. And we are very, very blessed here in Avita because we have been chosen not just once but twice to be a major sponsor of a national day parade in Singapore, which is the biggest event organized by the Singapore government. So what does it mean? It means that Avita represents the values of what Singapore represents. And that is, when you hear about Singapore, you know that it has integrity. You know that it represents honesty. And this is what Avita stands for. We are a company with a very, very strong culture. Embedded there is our integrity and honesty. And I am proud to say that I am part of this. I am part of Avita. And as I've said, Avita gives us equal opportunity. Just to give you an example, these are all the leaders, the key leaders of Team Philippines here in Avita, with Miss Lee, of course. And we come from different backgrounds. Some of us here, like myself, is a housewife. This is Ate Jo from Iligan City. We also have a law student preparing for his bar exams. In fact, today he's doing his mock bar exam. And we all and he is from Cagayan de Oro City. We have a nurse, a hardworking nurse, Isa from New Zealand. And of course, Diamond President Dr. D and her husband, an army officer, PD Rainier. And of course, our mentor, an OFW working and living in Singapore and helping all of us from all over the world be successful in this business. This is Avita. This is Avita. This is what Avita gives to each one of us: an equal opportunity. No matter where you are, no matter what you do, as long as you are willing to work hard, as long as you are willing to be excellent in everything that you do, then you have a chance to be really, really successful. You have a chance to pursue your dreams and go for it and achieve it. So these are all examples of people who have taken that leap of faith, no matter which stage of life they are at, and now are very, very successful doing the business. And now the question is, so how does Avita fit into our situation right now? There's economic recession. You know, the numbers of people getting infected by the virus is not going down. So where is Avita in this in the big scheme of things? You know, when you are looking for an industry at this time of the pandemic, you need to have a crisis-proof business in a crisis-proof industry. And this is what Avita is offering to you. Let me just give you an example. You know, this data was taken 20 or so years ago. But to me, this is very, very important. Why? Because in this data or in this graph, you see two very life-changing world events that affected hundreds of thousands all over the world. Asian financial crisis, the dot-com bubble burst, and the September 11 attack in New York City. But despite these economic crunches that we experienced during those crises, look at the graph. You see here, the trend continues to go up because the healthcare industry is a thriving industry, regardless of what crisis we are in. And even now that we are in the pandemic, that we are experiencing economic difficulties left and right, high and low, you know, we continue to be successful here in Avita. Let me give you real stories. This is, you know, one of my favorite slides in my entire presentation. 2020 Avita Philippines achievements. And it's not even, you know, that we're still approaching the last quarter of the year. At the height of the lockdown, look at this on your left. Jamie Uy, a diamond president, achieved double diamond presidency in April. At the height of the economic recession, Dr. D achieved her diamond president status. Imagine these two ladies. They have been successful and yet they continue to be successful despite this crisis we are in. And not only that, they continue to raise leaders. We have 5 platinum directors from the Philippines alone. PD Frances, PD Margie, PD Mami Remy, PD Tita Alice, PD Dr. Techi. And we have other platinum directors from all over the world. PD Yunting from Australia and others from Singapore. You know, we achieved this together despite this crisis within the pandemic, within the economic crunch. So These are real stories of people achieving great heights in Avita, with Avita, with Celergen as our star product. And the best way to look at a price crisis proof business in a crisis proof industry is when this business is available globally, Asia wide. You don't need to register to each of these countries that you see on screen to get started in business. All you need to do is pay that membership fee and you can do it anywhere you can. And you know, Avita continues to grow. We are in 9 countries. We have stock centers in 9 countries: Japan, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Singapore, of course, our HQ, Malaysia, Australia, Indonesia, Thailand, and my beloved Philippines. And yet, in 2020, we are expanding in Myanmar, Vietnam, Brunei, Cambodia, and even China. And you have at your fingertips 2 billion, 2 billion people that you can share Celergen with, that you can share this business platform with. And that is truly amazing. One of the things that I will never forget from one of our Pearl ambassadors, Alvin Young, how he describes Avita is it's nimble, it's scalable and global. Nimble meaning you can move the products anywhere. Scalable, it means that you can reach the slope of a mountain regardless of the challenges. And global, look at this reach, 14 countries and growing. In fact, I'd like to share with you this experience of my team. This is how we started, just the three of us. From the Philippines, we have gone Asian wide, and we now have customers or clients taking Celergen in the UK, in New Zealand, in Dubai, in the US, even in Pakistan and Kuwait. So, these are opportunities given to us. The sky is the limit. But of course, the best way to start is to start in the countries where Avita is in at the moment. It's just because of our passion to share how we have experienced Celergen that we are able to reach to our friends from all the different countries outside Avita countries. And thank God they believe in our honesty and sincerity. Despite the difficulty in shipping, they get Celergen from us. So there, when you dream big. When you dream, don't think about just the Philippines or just your country. If you're in Singapore or if you're in Australia, if you're in the US, think about the world. Think what you can do to help a person with a better life and give our world a better place to live in. And of course, you need to look at a solid business system. Avita has one of the best business system that I have seen in my entire life. Seriously. And we have a very strong training and mentoring system, very strong team support. We don't fight, different lines don't fight with each other. We support each other, we love each other. We have best in class products. We have high compensation plan, high payout, good, very good compensation plan, very exciting and creative marketing events. And with the help of Miss Lee and Avita, we continue to expand. We continue to expand. And just to share with you, of course, this is me. Yan. 2 years ago, I had red hair, and now I have silver and gold and brown combined. And this is my brother, my first downline. He is a GA. This is me, a challenging platinum director. My direct upline, Dr. Diona. My mentor, she's now a diamond president. Gina Ilarde from Singapore, our diamond president. And of course, you've met him a while ago, platinum director, EJ. The five of us, and of course, the rest of our team members work closely together. And I would not be here in front of you tonight. I don't think I could ever have an international platform sharing about this passion of mine without my mentors. This is how strong Avita's business system is. We help one another. We support one another. In fact, I could say, modesty aside, I'm a better person now because of Avita. I have gained business experience despite my limited venture in mompreneurship because of the business system of Avita. And how do we get started? How do you get started? Of course, just like any organization, we there are different levels. You start as a VIP member, and then you become silver associate, gold associate. And this is the exciting part, the ones in yellow, where you become unnamed shareholders of Avita, from platinum director, diamond president, pearl ambassador, and crown ambassador. How do you get started? You become a VIP member. But that should not be your goal. Your goal is to consume and to take Celergen at the most minimum cost by becoming an unnamed shareholder. And the best way to start is becoming as gold associate. You are buying time. Everyone can, take up VIP, silver, gold, but it will take a while before you reach your dreams. But if you position yourself in as a gold associate right away after this talk, you can easily become a platinum director in a few months. I have seen it happen. We all have seen it happen. It's not impossible. You just have to believe and work hard and really commit to this passion and to this advocacy. Because when you're in Avita, it becomes your passion. It becomes your advocacy to help as many people as you can. And lastly, I'd like to challenge you today. I want you to think, hard about your future. The goal is not to do something today so that we could all help our future selves. I am very blessed because a few years ago, I embarked on this journey, on my Avita journey. My body is ready for COVID-19 because I have been taking Celergen, and my husband too, and my in-laws. And now with this business, embarking on this business has made my family's life easier. We are not affected economically or financially despite the crisis. So think hard. What do you want to happen? What do you want your future self to be in the coming months, in the coming years? But my humble suggestion for you is do something today. Start today. Do not wait for tomorrow. Right after our presentation, go talk to the person who invited you and think about and start for preparing for your future self. Because this COVID is just one virus. There are more viruses. I was looking at the timeline of the virus that I have encountered in my lifetime. In the 80s, there was the AIDS, the HPV. There in the 90s, the Ebola virus. In the early 2000s, there was the SARS COVID scare, and now COVID-19. There's more to come. We should expect that there's more virus to come, and we need to be prepared, not only in terms of health, but also in terms of economics, which is very, very important. And so, of course, the next question in your minds right now is, how do we get started? The best way to get started is to stretch test Celergen for the next 2 to 3 months. Why? Because it takes a while for our cells to regenerate. You have heard Dr. Diona explain that to us very clearly, very comprehensively a while ago. I won't get into that, but yeah, you need at least 2 to 3 months. And the best way to get started are in 3 different ways. One is you can try our COVID promo. You get 6 boxes at 76,000 pesos. Or if if you have chronic diseases, and there are many of you in the family who wants to take Celergen, go for the direct silver package. You get 13 boxes plus one free at only 192,400 pesos. But more importantly, if you want to secure your future in terms of health and in terms of economics, go get the direct gold package. 5 sets of 13 plus 1 for only 962,062,000 pesos. You get the best of both worlds. It's a startup position. You become a gold associate right away. Very clear view of your platinum director journey. And you can consume Celergen at a lower price. That's the secret to many of us here in Avita. So go, start now, start today. Ask the person who invited you how you can get started. And of course, if you get the direct GA, you are qualified for the Avita Staycation Draw happening that started last September 1 and will end on November 28th. You can qualify for the next months if you invest on a GA. But, Miss Lee is very generous. Miss Lee is super, uber, mega generous. She's not excluding the others who are willing to get the 6 boxes where you get 1,000 points and the direct silver package where you get 3,000 points, and you qualify also for the direct GA staycation draw, but only for the month where when you consumed or when you purchased your Celergen. If you have any questions, go to the person who invited you for the details of this draw. And of course, we have big events coming up here in the Philippines. We have the Meridian 101. It's also happening in Singapore every Saturday and in 2 p.m. in the Philippines at 3:30 p.m. On October 3, you will experience traditional Chinese medicine application of herbal essential oils for the detoxification of our bodies. You want a sexy self, a slim self, and a feel-good self? Go join this workshop. You can ask the person who invited you for the details. And lastly, I'd like to invite all of you, especially for those who are keen on starting this business with us here in Avita. I'd like to call on our Diamond President, Gina Ilarde, to explain the details about the upcoming big event on October 10. DP Gina?
Hi, everyone. Yeah, can you all hear me? I suppose it could be okay. Hi, good
Yes.
morning, everyone. And thank you so much, Badette, for fantastic introduction about Avita, and also Dr. D for a Celigen, beautiful Celigen talk this morning. Like what Badette said, many of us in this chat room have been with Avita for a number of years now, sharing the goodness of Celigen and many other products we have in Avita, and making this really as a business platform. Over the last few months, we've seen how COVID has affected us so much in terms of the economy of wherever we are, whether you're in the US or in the Philippines, in Singapore. And therefore, we are very much passionate in sharing with you the platform, the Avita opportunity platform that you can enjoy and really make it as your own business that you can do right away now, and succeed on it in a short period of time. So do attend the Entrepreneur Leap seminar. This is a very powerful seminar. It will help you better understand how you can really get your business in Avita going in no time. So do come, and we will give you all, we have fantastic speakers, very experienced speakers, diamond leaders in DP Tengi and DP Chongpeng, who have been in the industry and doing Avita business and doing it very successfully regionally. So I would encourage you to go and sign up now. We will send you the link separately, and yeah, do come with your friends as well. Okay, thank you for that.
Thank you, DP Gina. So we have something to look forward to on October 10, the Entrepreneur Leap Seminar. See you all there. Yay. Okay, I'm about to end. I'd like to end this sharing with a message from, of course, our founder and CEO. At the height of the lockdown, at the height of the circuit breaker in Singapore, she sent an email, a very touching and moving email to all of us in Abita. She said, "The cold winter will come to pass and a beautiful springtime will arrive soon. Indeed, we can all hope that this winter that we are experiencing right now will end, because there is hope. There is the springtime that we can all look forward to. And her last message was to keep well and stay safe. Thank you very much, my dear friends, for tuning in today to listen to us. And I will give back the microphone and the spotlight to Cesar. Go, Cesar.
Okay. Once again, good morning. It's time for our Q&A portion. So I think a lot of us aired out some questions through the chat group already. And we're only allowed 3 questions because we're running out of time. I have a question here from Joey Tan, Mr. Joey Tan, regarding autoimmune patients, loss of balance, strength, myositis, IBM, how to rebuild my strength and balance. I've tried stem cells, take many supplements, all don't work.
Okay, that is for me. So I'm giving a bonus today. I can entertain 5 questions because I've seen 5 questions. Yeah. So for autoimmune conditions, they all have the same pathways, but with just different manifestations, whether it's lupus or myositis. I have very good experience among my patients who took Celergen if they have been suffering from any autoimmune condition. But what I've observed is that because they have many circulating autoimmune cells, it usually takes more time for them to experience the effects of cell therapy. So I usually tell them I start them right away on double dose, 2 Celergen, 20 minutes before breakfast with a glass of lukewarm water. Take no Celergen is best taken on an empty stomach. Yeah, and then I will always tell them to try to wait for around 3 months. So that's the time they usually start to experience the positive effects. It usually takes them a longer time because of it's chronic and autoimmune condition with a lot of circulating autoimmune cells. Remember, cell therapy is an immunomodulator. It balances all the immune cells. With autoimmune conditions, your immune system is super hyperactive compared to the general population. Well, I myself, I also have a silent autoimmune condition, but I don't have any symptoms at all because I've been on cell therapy for quite some time. So I just encourage you to continue taking it and give it time. 100% it will work for you. Just give it time and make sure to take double dose because of the chronicity of your condition. And also, most of my patients with autoimmune conditions, they are not taking any steroids or any painkillers. They are just on cell therapy. And I also put them on high dose probiotics because the gut is also responsible for 80% of our immune response. Next question, Cesar.
Okay. Next question is, someone asked if we have experiences in cases with liver cirrhosis.
Yes, not just liver cirrhosis. I have good experience with fatty liver because fatty liver is already a stage of inflammation. Then give it more years, it will progress to liver cirrhosis. Then give it more years, it can progress to liver cancer. So as early as fatty liver, even if you have that genetic predisposition to liver cancer, you should start on cell therapy. And their fatty liver, we are able to reverse it through cell therapy. But of course, combine it with a low fat, a healthy diet. And I even have patients with liver cysts wherein their cysts decrease in size. We are continuously monitoring them. And she is already for surgery, but through cell therapy, her surgery is not being done because her liver cyst kept decreasing. But that you may want to share about the father of Cheat who has liver cirrhosis.
Yes, thank you, Dr. D. Yes, Cheat, one of my partners here in Cagayan, you've met him. He's the law student preparing for the bar. His father has liver cirrhosis. The description of his father was he felt like a candle, slowly being, his life is slowly being taken away. and as the candle burns. And when he started taking Celergen, he started to feel energy. He can now go walking wherever he wants to go. And but most importantly, after 1 year, the result of his lab test results was the liver cirrhosis did not progress. Okay, the liver cirrhosis did not progress. There were no further damages or no further scarring. His liver cirrhosis would always progress from the time that he was diagnosed. So it gets worse every year. But this year, thanks to Celergen and by the grace of God, it did not progress. So we're looking forward to the following um, checkup next year. Hopefully, there will be more improvements in terms of the scarring. So thank you, Doc D.
Yeah.
We also have some practical questions like how do we send to the US?
Okay, so with US and Europe, we send via DHL. That's the easiest way. Other parts of the world, we send through FedEx.
Okay, thank you very much.
And I
And
think there's someone who asked about the dosage of my mom. Did you see that?
Yeah, from Miss Rose.
Miss Rose question.
How many soft gels was your mom on when she started Celergen?
Okay, ideally, if a senior citizen chronic conditions we're trying to address or minimize, control the condition, ideally should be started on twice a day on 2 soft gels. But with the case of my mom, we were just able to start her on once a day because she's already taking so many meds, and she said she already felt like vomiting. But when we were able to decrease all her maintenance meds down to 3, then I started to increase her dose to 2 soft gels a day, because at the stage of 60s and above, there are more cells degenerating than regenerating.
thank you. I think that's all
Yeah.
for the question and answer. Okay, so to wrap things up, we have heard a lot of things already. It was a full morning for all of us, and we have been introduced to how to have a robust immune system through cellular therapy. And also, we have been introduced to a business system that works through Avita. And I have a personal sharing for all of us. My mom also tried Celergen, and she was coughing. She's already at 64 years old right now. She's turning 65 in November. And at the age of 61, she experienced continuous coughing every morning. So I let her try Celergen because it was a prolonged coughing, and at the same time, she experienced that for 3 years already. And trying Celergen for just a month, we already have seen the effects of the product. So for me, we just don't have a very powerful business system. We have a very potent and a very effective product, Celergen, through cellular therapy. So I would like to thank all of us who joined, and we hope that we would stay safe and we would stay COVID-free. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you very much, Cesar. Before we go, let's have our photo up. We'll have a picture taking. Please
Okay.
turn
Click
on
on
your
our
videos.
video if you can, yeah, so we can have a nice photo. We thank our fantastic speakers and MC as well, huh?
Thank you, Cesar.
Thank you,
Okay,
Thank you.
Cesar.
let's wait for everyone to open their videos if you can, and have a big smile. Oh, we have very fantastic crowd this morning. Okay, it will take a little bit, a couple of shots because we have 2 screens. Okay, just keep smiling. Okay, the first shot, 1, 2, 3. Next one, 1, 2. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Everyone.
Thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone. Thank you, Cesar. Good job. Thank you, Dr. D. Thanks everyone for coming. To all my
Have a
friends,
great
you know who you
lunch.
are.
For that wonderful sharing.
With that, please play the music.
Yes, Coffee.
Thank you,
Thanks, guys.
everyone. We will have another one like this 2 weeks from now. Yeah, it's every Saturday from Philippines. God bless all of you. Please stay safe and COVID free. Have a great, healthy lunch.
Turning on. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.
Okay. Where's
Sorry, nawala.
Cesar? Where's Cesar? Call Cesar.
Where's the star?
Ask him to come back.
God.
Yay! Well done.
Hey, Cesar. Where is Cesar?
Where is our debutant?
Our debut.
Good job, Odette. Good job, Dr. D.
Thank you, Betsy.
Well done. Yes.
Betsy, your guests from US, some of them made it.
3 of them.
Yay! This is a good time for US,
I
right?
need to stop recording.
Yeah, but I think they said that at midnight they turned into pumpkins. So they left before it finished.
Okay, just send them again the recording.
Oh, let me stop the recording.